supporting USA Rugby. USA is a huge country, obviously. And for me personally, it's very embarrassing that we're not better at rugby. Now, I know it's not a national sport here. I know it's not something that people take seriously. It's, that's mostly a European, Southern Hemisphere sport. But I still think the U.S. produces some of the best athletes in the world. And, of course, most of them go play football, basketball, and such. Now, granted, those guys are making way more money. Can't fault them for doing that. But I think there's enough trickle-down effect. I think there's enough ex-football players, just athletes in general coming up, that USA Rugby should be a bigger thing. We should at least be able to dominate everybody on this side of the ocean. What is going on? How did they not qualify for the World Cup? It's pretty embarrassing. I think it's overall just the lack of interest from fans, lack of interest from players in general. So I do want to see USA Rugby grow in leaps and bounds over the next, 3 to 5 years, 20 years, or whatever. And I think a huge way to do that, get more people watching it. Way to do that is by being in more cities, drawing more exposure to rugby.
No, I agree with you there. I think one of the other keys is that the USA Rugby has struggled in terms of developing a youth program. So I know when I was growing up, I think it wasn't until I was in high school that I recall ever hearing about a rugby program. It was it kind of covered my county. It wasn't the town. It was in our centralized main city for our county, if you want to call it. So I think that's kind of the first step there is they need more youth programs, whether it's a rec league, maybe even high school teams, that play weekly against each other, something. I know USA Rugby will never turn over to NCAA, but there is college rugby, so if you set that feeder system, I think that's really what it's lacking, and once you do that, it'll help it leaps and bounds there.
Absolutely.